Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all had a great Labor Day weekend. On behalf of Swag, the Simulator World Auto Group, we are set for round number 2 of the Pro 2 trucks here from the Glen Virtual Watkins Glen International. You're looking live high above from Watkins Glen, New York tonight. It is going to be another exciting event for the live Sim Racing Stadium Super Truck Series. I'm Wesley Outland, joined alongside is Charles Wooten. Charles, oh man, we thought Wild West, Wild Horse Pass was a wild one last weekend, and now we get ready for round number 2. What do you think we're going to see here tonight? Back to the pavement, but this is going to be a fun, unique drifting style race here at Watkins Glen.
Two things real quick I have to point out. One, we're going to see some really good drifting, and of course, just inform you that, of course, Will Duvall's team, Outlaw Motorsports, Team Outlaw Motorsports, is putting up $10 to the best drifting or drift here around this track. So we're going to be looking for some drifting around this track. Unfortunately, like the real one, we don't have the jumps in the track. Maybe that'll come in a later update on iRacing. Possibly, you never know. We'll see. We don't know about that. But what you will see here is some really good racing and some smoke flying, because it is very hard to keep these on this track.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt for sure. As again, we are set to roll here from Watkins Glen. This should be an exciting event. We right now have qualifying on the track right now. We'll pick them up and put them down. Some of the best laps on the speedway as we roll.
Yeah, we are.
The Stadium Super Trucks. And tonight we are in the Pro 2 trucks, not the Pro 4 trucks like last week, correct?
That is correct. So they decided early after the Pro 4 trucks that anytime it is a dirt-based track, we're going to go with the Pro 4s. And anytime it is asphalt-based like this one, we're going to go with the Pro 2s just to make it a little bit easier to drive. The Pro 4s, they're fast and they are a handful on this track, and that makes it really tough to drive.
Gotcha. All right, so again, we appreciate everybody for being here and joining us on Live Sim Racing for coverage of round number 2 of the Stadium Super Truck Series. Qualifying is on track now. Now, Charles, what is tonight's format? Are we going to see qualifying in 2 heat races? Or are we still going to see 1 heat race with everybody tonight and then the feature?
It was scheduled to be 2 heat races and then a 12-lap feature. We'll see. It may shuffle them up. We may just have 1 heat race. What I do want to point out is we did some testing earlier today, and Derek Fulton ran 11 laps. Coming up the hill to go into the last corner, he actually ran out of gas on lap 11. So we very well may see some pit stops tonight.
All right. And so again, we'll watch what these drivers do as we have qualifying ongoing. And currently, Derek Fulton is the man at the top of the board for your qualifying on course. This is very unique. We're going to have cars going off track. They're going to be doing some sliders and bouncing off the barriers and the guardrails and going off course and drifting. Also, $10 going to the best drift of the race here as they work their way back down start finish. Got a nice fill of trucks here, including the number 1 of Derek Fulton, Matthew Lee from Clinton, Maine in the 04, Brandon Gagnon out of North Carolina in the 3, Connor Berry, the young man out of California. He won race 1 last week at Wild Pass. And now at Wild West Motorsports Park, he will be the man to watch tonight. Looking for 2 wins in a row is right now Luke Knupp, who was the runner-up last week. Goes to the top of the board, Charles, 117. 127.68 seconds right now, the time to beat. And by the way, Peyton Howell in the CRN Sports Network special, number 8. He turned a 127.70 in the number 8 machine.
Yeah, and just as he does that, Derek Fulton taking it to the top. You know, Wesley, I've actually driven these on here, and I I was honestly surprised that we've already seen 7 people put a lap in here and it not be invalid, because you go off track quite a bit here. Luckily, I don't think it's going to count. Maybe that little bit they get off track, it doesn't hurt their score just because it's a road course. But to go to another scenario, we were practicing for this earlier. We had a practice session up for the league, and you know, being the gracious partially sponsor of this one that we are, we decided we would throw it up. Well, Wesley, I can say for sure that these trucks do not perform very well when you put the rocking hand set up you use for the Outlaw car. They do not work very well with those. They just pop wheelies everywhere.
And by the way, speaking of the Outlaw Series, tomorrow night, join us for the next round of the Swag Outlaw Super Late Model Series. It's the Rock Batteries 200 from the Rockingham Speedway. Airtime 8 Eastern, 7 Central tomorrow night from Rockingham virtually. And man, I miss the Rock. You know, I had one of my first announcer gigs with NASCAR. Cody was actually announcing the races for the Truck Series at Rockingham, and you know, it's after that, things kind of went by the wayside from there, and that was in 2012 and 2013. So I miss not having Rockingham back to fruition. Hopefully that track will do something and get back going again. But qualifying has officially concluded here for round 2 of the Stadium Super Trucks, and it looks like Derek Fulton will be the man that is on the pole. And it looks like we're going to try to break her down into 2 heat races tonight. And let's give you your starting lineup here coming up for heat race number 1. Derek Fulton on the pole, 127.458 seconds. He's on the pole, the man out of Center, Ontario, Canada, on the outside of the CRN Sports Network Special, number 11. That's Peyton Howell from Virginia. He is, of course, from Radford. Row number 2 will find the driver of Curtis Critchley in the 11, starting 3rd, and Dylan Thomas 4th in the 0-3. And there's the rest of the field taking the green flag. A standing start. We're underway. And we'll see what these drivers can do here. A quick heat race, and heat number 1 is underway here at the Glen, Charles, in turn 1.
Did I stand corrected? I said it was 8 laps, only going to be 6 laps for the heats, and then, of course, 12 for the feature. Unless they adjusted that for the fuel to make sure they didn't run out. We'll have to wait and see if that is the case, but already you're seeing some good battles going on for second place between Fulton and Critchley, as Hal is, I wouldn't say checked out, but he's in the process of checking out here at the moment.
Hey, by the way, I don't know if you saw the announcement, though, Charles. What do you think of Auto Club Speedway considering going to a half-mile high bank track in 2022 but no longer being a 2-mile cookie cutter track, as you call it?
Well, I think I'll go with the person that I saw post it, and we'll just say hashtag more short tracks as Derek Fulton gets a shot in the shorts.
There you go. Thanks, buddy. And I do agree with that. Hashtag more short tracks for sure. Here comes a nice little battle going on between these drivers diving into that in that horseshoe, coming into the bus stop now. And it's just like the Cup Boys run. They're going to come on that straightaway, work their way through the corner. This is what they call the boot. Working through the boot, off of the turn.
Just came off.
Out! Hold on there, buddy.
Here's your view as we come down here. And, we got one car already coming down the pits. They must know. No, this is heat. They can make it on fuel. I'm not sure why Critchley is coming down, but I wanted to show this view here, especially, let's go back to Fulton. This is where the battle's at anyway, between Thomas Fulton and Church. This is an awesome view, Wesley, when they come through the little, I call it the boot part of it because it looks like a soup ball or a boot, but it is so amazing. Watch how they come through this. They'll be coming up here in a minute. They handle these trucks perfectly, and trust me, I've been in them. They're not that easy.
An awesome job as we watch these drivers work their way back around the racetrack. Another lap of the board here. 6 laps in heat race number 1. And getting the field set to go here for what we got going on. We're live on LSRTV. Live sim racing, of course, also on the CRN Sports Network at wearecrn.com. Look at that! Would that count as a drift by Fulton?
I think that was. He was sideways, and he went around the corner. That would be considered a drift in my book. As somebody in the back here, that is Church. He tried to drift it, got a little off, took some of the grass with him, and did some landscaping here at Watkins Glen. Hopefully that was approved.
Watching these guys work their way around the racetrack. We're underway here in heat race number 1 and already working on lap number 2. All these drivers will transfer to the feature, the 12-lap event. And mind you as well, Charles, this is kind of like mad scientist experiment, if you will, because we're looking to want to put these things on Daytona, on the road course, on Talladega, on so many other places than just the professional, if you want to call it, what I mean to say is like the official off-road tracks. We're still going to run them like what we had at Wild West Motorsports Park, last week. And, but bottom line, we're looking to experiment and take this to another level. And it's really thinking outside the box, which makes it unique. Yeah, it definitely is. And if anybody's ever watched any of this online, you go to the Robbie Gordon's series that he runs in, stuff like that. They have what look like pallets, and they make jumps out of them. It would be awesome to see if iRacing could partner up with these tracks, because a lot of the tracks on here have those jumps, and they literally just throw them. Like right here, they would throw one right mid here, and you come over the jump. So, it would be awesome to see if that made its way into iRacing. It's nothing too fancy, and I don't even think this thing took to the ground, Wesley. We were watching a race the other day on them, and they actually moved the ramp when they hit it. So they hit it wrong and hit it half on, half off, and it actually moved the ramp, so they're not even planted to the ground. Yeah, by the way, quick correction, and the only reason I'm not going to call out Daniel Vining, because he's a buddy of mine in the real motorsports world, but yes, I didn't get the memo. I was thinking they were going to use the boot and all the stuff around Watkins Glen like the old course, but they are using the NASCAR layout. So yes, you got me, Daniel. Thank you. Appreciate you being a fan. Again, I was under the impression I thought they were going to use the boot, but I'm not doing that, using the regular racing course here as they'll make their way down that straightaway. Down the straightaway that I call the backstretch. Then they'll get ready to move into the bus stop. The bus stop, just like for the Cup cars, as Daniel reiterated on. They'll make their way through there, come through that chicane. Now they're going to go through the carousel. And now this actually would be where you would see the beginning of the boot right here. But they're not going on the boot, Charles. They're staying on the main course that is now in operation today. Yes, and the other question or statement that was in there, yes, they will be using rallycross tracks. They will be using the stadium truck tracks, and it was an hour ago when I posted it, iRacing dropped a brand new looking track that's a rallycross / truck track earlier this afternoon about 1 o'clock. So I would imagine if they're dropping little tidbits and hits like that, it will probably be in the build, which, Wesley, by the way, comes out tomorrow. And for all you race fans, sim fans out there, this is what you call Christmas in September. Not Christmas in July, Christmas and September. We got new tracks, new cars, and this is just the stuff they tell us about. We have no idea what's coming. I couldn't work at iRacing. If they wanted to pay me $1 million a year, I couldn't keep the secret of all the good stuff they're going to put out. They tell you, but they'd have to kill you. I know. I'm looking forward to Weed Sport. I'm looking forward to the big block modifieds. I know that they're also updating some of the environment just itself, at being at the racetrack, with kind of like having the echoes of a PA announcer atmosphere, having some more graphics and more designs. I know they're upgrading the damaging policy to show a lot more of the graphics, which I think they did a phenomenal job in the last week 13 update. As we look at these heat races going on, the CRN Sports Network number 11. The young man out of Radford, Virginia, is leading the way. And there's my buddy Peyton Howell, looking strong. Fulton in second spot. Time is running out here in heat number 1, Charles. It definitely is, and this is a battle right here. And keep in mind what we mentioned. You can see it on the top left of your screen. This is heat race 1 of 2. There's 3 cars you could throw a blanket over, and this is just actually less than half the field. Imagine when we throw the rest of them in here that are just as fast as these guys. We're going to have one heck of a battle as the Peyton tries to take through the scenic route. He's going to go through the grass. Meanwhile, Derek Fulton getting a little shot there from Thomas. Thomas says, I need second place. Give it to me.
And Derek says no, and, well, he says, I'm going to take it anyway.
He's going to take it away here. His time is running out. The white flag is in the air. One more lap to go here at Watkins Glen in Heat 1. Look at this nice little battle going on for second. Fulton wants to get back around him.
Yeah, it's almost like they're drifting. They're literally bumper to bumper. Literally, they're touching, going to the corner. They both go off-road, and Derek says, I'm going to drift this a little bit here. And there's probably your drift right there.
And again, there is a nice little bonus for the person that does the best drift. Does that count as a drift? I think it did. I saw some tires squealing.
It makes you wonder if Derek said, okay, you got the spot. I'm taking the $10.
Well, one time, last lap, here they come back around. And how about the young man out of Radford, Virginia? It's going to be young Peyton Howell working his way around the final corner out of turn number 10 and 11, coming down the front straightaway, turn 8 now, coming down the front straightaway. Your winner, heat number 1, CRN Sports Network proud. It's Peyton Howell taking heat race number 1, second spot going. Look at him. Oh, no, don't tear the track up. Come on now. I cringe for a second. Every time he does something crazy, Charles, I get nervous. It's like we put so much time and effort in those trucks. Don't mess it up.
Now he's going to go here and do some donuts. And, you got to be careful doing donuts with these. They flip over real easy. So,
but don't flip the truck, whatever you do. I mean, this is the same guy that intentionally crashed Will Duvall in the CRN Sports LSRTV car last week at Canadian Tire. Not good for media relations. I'm glad you're able to let us work that out, by the way.
Oh, yeah, we'll see. We haven't, we're still in negotiations.
Lawsuits are still pending, right?
Yeah, lawsuits are still pending. He is going to keep burning it down, and he has this option because Critchley and Church have not crossed the line yet, Wesley.
That's
They're
right.
still trying to finish this race, and as long as these guys are back there, and there's no battle going on for it, Critchley's about to cross the line right there. So as long as they're doing that, Peyton Howell's going to keep doing donuts. Well, he finally retired it. So right now, Church the only one left, and he will cross the line right there. And that will do heat race number 1. I'm really looking forward to this 12-lap feature coming up in a little bit. But first, it's heat race number 2.
Heat race number 2 is coming up. Final preliminary of the evening. Let's give them a starting lineup here, as it's going to be Mr. Canup there on the pole, the number machine, 44 of Canup. To the outside of Jake Canup is going to be Brandon Gagnon. Row number 2, we'll find Matthew Lee and Mr. Connor Berry, the winner, Connor Berry out of California, winner last week of round number 1, Matthew Lee. Then you got William Duvall, the rest of the pack staying and start green in the air. Quickly from Barney, the iRacing flagman, not wasting any time. We're underway. And Canup gets a whole shot down into turn number 1.
He does, and looks like Matthew Lee kind of caught a thing, and Canup goes in the grass. Again, that's one thing that's crazy is we'll get back to that. They're going to battle it back here, but it's so hard to tell when these guys wreck when they go off track because you get the wheels off just a little bit, Wesley, and it triggers to us that you're wrecking, and really you're just cutting these tires into the grass.
That's right. And by the way, we have another entry out there on the racetrack. It's, of course, we saw the awesome work by Derek Fulton being fast time, and then, of course, Peyton Howell winning heat number 1. This is heat number 2. And look at Luke Canup. Canup coming off of a runner-up finish last week with the Pro 4 trucks at Wild Horse Pass. And now Canup is leading the way here in heat race number 2. Yeah, moving around, Brandon Gagnon from Pineville, North Carolina. He'll go to second as they go down into the bus stop this time by.
Yeah, you got one out front, then 3 wide almost going into this corner, and I don't think that's going to work. And there you're going to see
Gagnon off track.
Gagnon going a little bit for a ride, and he'll have to suffer a little bit for that. But he'll try to regroup it together, and there is the rest of us. We'll put your lineup there on the screen. There you go. Now you can see who's where. But again, look at this battle. This is the battle. We've seen 2 races now, and the battle has been for the lead, and the battle has been for second. Oh, it's a little shot there. The 04 Matt Lee maybe not too happy with Connor Berry.
Daniel Finan says, and I quote, "This is awesome. Really glad to find this." Daniel Finan says, and I quote, "This is awesome. Really glad to find this." Daniel Finan says, and I quote, "This is awesome. Really glad to find this." Daniel Finan says, and I quote, "This is awesome. Really glad to find this." Daniel Finan says, and I quote, "This is awesome. Really glad to find this." Daniel Finan says, and I quote, "This is awesome. Really glad to find this." Daniel Finan says, and I quote, "This is awesome. Really glad to find this." Daniel Finan says, and I quote, "This is awesome. Really glad to find this." Daniel Finan says, and I quote, "This is awesome. Really glad to find this." Daniel Finan says, and I quote, "This is awesome. Really glad to find this." Daniel Finan says, and I quote, "This is awesome. Really glad to find this." Daniel Finan says, and I quote,
Yeah, this is
Very cool.
You don't
Thank you,
see
Dangle.
very often, and I'll take some credit for that, as it was my idea. So
You're the mad scientist. You're the pinky in the brain.
I mean, you keep telling me I'm crazy all the time. So, I mean, it's not entirely crazy. People come up with fun stuff. So, I'd be one of those people that would, jump off a roof into like a little pool and hope to hit a cord on the bottom or something. So, you never know what you're gonna find here. This is just one of many crazy ideas we're going to come up with here. But look at this battle, though. 4 cars now battling it. You have 2 in the back, but this is 4 cars you can throw a blanket over with Knupp, Lee, Barry, and Gagnon all right here together, and they are literally almost touching bumpers as they come around the corners.
Nice little 4-truck battle, if you will, for the lead. Matthew Lee on the bottom, making the move on driver right to the leader of Knupp. Down the straightaway, we're halfway home this time by. 3 down and 3 to go in heat race number 2. The LSR Stadium Super Truck Series from Watkins, Glen.
And I'm beginning to see why they call it a heat race.
Holy cow.
Yeah, they must call it a heat race because it's heating up out there. These guys are...
Yes.
Keep in mind, this is a fun series, and these guys are getting crazy out there today. I thought they were wild on the Wild West on the dirt, and they're getting even crazier here. So we got a battle for the lead as Matt Lee says, I think I'm going to put this swag machine to the front.
Down the back straightaway, heading into the bus stop. More contact into the turn. Oh, he turned him! Look out! Saves it in the grass!
And we'll see if I don't know if that's going to be a penalty for Lee. Have to slow down. Even if
would
he
it be
does.
a penalty? You got punted in the grass. Let's
Cutting
take a
the
look at a
course, though.
swag replay and take a look at what happened. And what a great piece of precision driving by Matthew Lee, drifting through the grass, if you will, through the bus stop. What a move for Matthew Lee out of Clinton, Maine.
And of course,
Watch
up here, this is a little bit early, but we wanted to capture all that led up to it. They're beating and banging right here. You see the contact going on here. It continues all the way into it, and right
here it comes right now. Oh! I mean, how would Matthew Lee be at fault for that?
Oh, he's definitely not at fault, but iRacing, unfortunately, sometimes doesn't know the difference, and I wondered if it would trigger him for cutting the course.
Has it done it yet? That's the question. I haven't seen anything yet.
I have not either, and if it does, and he doesn't slow down, it would, of course, DQ him at the end of the race, and then we would see it. But that may not be the case, and the admin may have cleared it as well, being that it wasn't his doing. He didn't cut it on purpose.
That's right.
And if he got one, that looks to be the case. But either way, he has kind of got to a commanding lead and separated those front 4. But the 3 behind him, Knupp, Gagnon, and Barry, again, Barry being last week's winner, they're still duking it out, and here comes Knupp. He's not done yet.
Round 2 here this evening. The trucks here at the Glen. What a race, what a move, what a heat number 2 it's been. And time is running out. Knupp still on in front amongst all that chaos with Matt Lee and more. As time is running out, they're going to come to the white flag this time by. And they're still bumping and banging and going at it there into turn number 8 and 9.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, I see why they call these heat races now, because of just how heating up they're getting. Because it would make more sense to call it a heat race if it gets nice and hot than it would to call it hotter than fish grease 1. That would just not make sense either. But
that's right.
There you go. The battle for the lead has kind of settled out, but that battle for second is nowhere near done with Lee, Barry, and Gagnon still in it. And looked like they were saying Knupp went a little off track, but he brings it back in.
And white flag coming up next time around. 2 to go here.
Ooh.
Jumped the gun just a little bit, but they're putting on a phenomenal show.
That they are, and Barry kind of scraped that wall. One thing, they need to get Craftsman sponsoring this, because you thought the NASCAR Cups were tough. These things are even tougher, and quite actually, is Craftsman even around anymore? Aren't they out of business?
I don't know. I'm not going to say anything or condone anything. I think they are.
I believe so. I know Sears went belly up as well, so that was kind of their main thing in there. But I do believe they did. But if they haven't, Sears or Craftsman needs to sponsor this because these are tough trucks and tough drivers.
Fun show for sure, and we hope you're enjoying it. That's just another opportunity to take a look at some of the cool things that are going on with live sim racing and LSRTV. And for those that are listening also on the CRN Sports Network, heat number 2 about to come to commencement. And the one thing I like about it is it's about over an hour of entertainment, and then it's done, and everybody's laughing and cutting up and having fun as the white flag goes to the air. One more lap to go in heat race number 2. Canup leads. Matthew Lee is second. Final time to get around these guys is coming up here, and there's a nice little 3-truck battle heating up for second as they go into the turn.
I want to point out here to all the fans out there watching tonight, Wesley just made the statement. He said it's about an hour entertainment as Barry gets into the wall there hard. He said it's about an hour and then it's done. No, last week it was an hour and he was saying it ended too fast. He wanted it to keep going.
Yes, that's true. That's true. That's true. I'll admit that. I'll admit it. You got me. Around for the final time through the bus stop into the carousel where the old boot used to be here. They're running on the NASCAR track here tonight. I was told they were going to run on the boot, but that changed. That the cones is where the entrance of the boot is. And we've done a couple of races on LSRTV where the boot has been involved, but not tonight.
Not tonight. Again, testing was done, and that may have been something they decided post letting us know. I don't go here enough. I ain't gonna lie. I do not go to this track enough as the white flag is our fixing to be out. Right. Checker flag. I couldn't tell you the boot from the Cup, from the Classic, or whatever they're running. I do know it's not the Classic because it has the straightaway that's just all the way down. But Canup gonna get the win here in heat race number 1, followed by Lee, Barry, Gagnon, Duvall, and Adamson are going to be how they finish. And now you're going to see Canup do a little bit of celebrating. Not too much, though. You can't celebrate too much because you saw the 3-4 car battle there, the 3-4 car battle in the last race. Now we're going to stick all of them together, and we could have an 8-car battle for the lead after the warm-up.
That's exactly right. We're about to have this nice little battle about to heat up here for sure. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we will get ready for the feature, the main event, the Stadium Super Trucks live on LSRTV and CRN Sports. There's a lot of esports leagues in iRacing, but there's nothing like swag, special events, series sanctioning. The Simulation World Auto Group Swag is excited for you to become a member and join our team. Weekly competition includes Stadium Super Trucks, the Outlaw Super Late Model Series, the Short Track Cup All-Star Challenge, the Winter Heat during the winter months, and so much more. Special events and venues is also throughout the year. We want you to be a part of the team. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by looking up Swag Esports Racing and jump on board with the Shark. Big money, fun times. We want you to be a part of what is the new Simulation World Auto Group. All the details again on Swag Racing Esports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll see you at the virtual tracks across the world. And if not, follow broadcast coverage on LSRTV, the weekly racer in CRN Sports.
We're off and racing for 300 laps tonight, 300 laps tomorrow night. Look at car number 110. He said, look at me, I'm held the lead.
He is right in the middle of the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back to Watkins Glen. This is round 2 of the live sim racing Stadium Super Truck Series. The warm-up is going on LSRTV, and those that are listening on CRN Sports. Wesley Outland along with Charles Wooten, and again, we are having a fun time here. Circle a race car lock. Aren't there ramps in the real? Yeah. There is, and again, that was one of the things we were talking about. Maybe you missed it when we were having our conversation about it earlier, but that's definitely one of the things that we have been discussing along the way is definitely, Charles, that maybe the powers that be of iRacing will update the Super Truck Series program as well.
Yeah, I mean, and you have to keep in mind, too, as you know as well as I do, Wesley, there's a lot of red tape. iRacing would love nothing more than to say, we want your track, and we're going to do whatever we want to with it. Unfortunately, that is not how anything works in life. You got to go through the red tape. So you got permission to scan the track, and you answer to NASCAR, you answer to the track. So they would have to actually get permission from the tracks to put these ramps in here and modify it to add a new course. I don't think it'd be too much work, but it would definitely be some work to do. But I would love to see it in here. And two, the whole Stadium Trucks and Rallycross really came out as kind of an experiment to see how it went over. So doing stuff like this will show them that yes, there is interest in the Stadium Trucks and Rallycross, and we would like to see more of it. And I think they've got that message a little bit, as again we saw the screenshot of a new possible track that may be coming out in this build tomorrow. So the message was received, and it was not 1-800-COLLECT, so hopefully it didn't cost us anything.
That's exactly right, for sure. We have a lot of talented field of trucks here ready to go, as again we saw those heat races with Peyton Howell and Canup taking the heat race wins, and right now the field is about to be set for main event time. It's time to grid them and introduce them. Oh yeah, it's time for the feature on the pole. After the invert, Mike Adamson will draw the pole, the man out of Florida. To the outside of the 9, to the outside, it's Kernan Church in the number 10. Row number 2, Will Duvall in 5, Curtis Critchley in the 11 from Canada. Row 3, Brandon Gagnon in the 3. To his outside, Billy Smith from Seaford, Virginia in the number 6 swag entry. Winner last week, Connor Burial starts 7th, followed by Derek Fulton. Matthew Lee in the 04 and Dylan Thomas in 03. In the final row, we'll find Luke Canup and Peyton Howell. The winners from the back. Green is out. We are underway. It is showtime virtually here for the live sim racing Stadium Super Trucks round 2 at the Glen, and the whole shot in turn 1. They spin. Hold on to it. Will Duvall going off course.
They're 3-4 wide. They're peeking and banging. No, this is not going to be pretty.
Flip it. Trouble.
That is, we got 3 cars upside down. Derek
Was
Fulton
that Matthew
upside
Lee?
down.
I think it's Matt Lee. It is Matthew Lee upside down.
Oh, Canup is down as well.
Oh, no.
Again, there's no cautions in this, so we keep going.
Wow.
That's going to thin the herd out just a little bit, but that, it reminds me of dirt bike racing at the start, man. It's just 20 cars
the whole shot
going right there, and that sometimes happens as we got some cars still going off, but this is just because they're going off course doesn't mean they're wrecking. But look at the battle starting to brew here. This is for second. Critchley is going to take it all the way to the grass, slide it up to the next grass.
That's right.
He is going to take that spot away. Gagnon out front so far. Didn't see him out front during the heat races, but he's here now.
Through the gate drop. Calamity on the whole shot in turn 1 for Matt Lee and Canup. Let's take a look at a swag instant replay of what happened as we're still in the early going of this feature event.
Let's take a look.
Thank you again to the Sharks, Billy and Rhonda Smith, and watch this from the blimp.
Total chaos right there. You see somebody get sideways and just beating and banging.
Slamming and bamming and thank you, mammon, and a wiggle and a giggle and a bobble and a jiggle and a flipper to boot.
Yeah, while we go here, let's take one more look at this. That was Matt Lee. Let's go on board for this one. Right there's the shot. He goes, he's trying to hang on, and upside down he goes flipping.
Daniel Vining says, I don't think these are Stadium Super Trucks. I think they're the Lucas Oil off-road trucks. You're right. They are.
They're super to us.
They're super to us.
And
Leave us alone, Daniel.
And we've put them in the stadium plenty of times.
That's right.
So, they are not. I believe they actually are the Pro 2 and Pro 2 off-road trucks. We just like calling them stadium trucks. Maybe in the hopes that one day Robbie Gordon will sponsor them. But regardless of that, look at this. Your driver, Hal, Church, Duvall, Barry, all right here bunched up together. Even Fulton getting in this mix as well.
Working their way back around the racetrack in a turn. Through, bouncing off the wall. There's Howell, the CRN Sports Network entry Heat 1 winner. He started on the pole. And again, by virtue of being the pole winner, the heat race winners, they have to go to the back and work their way back to the front.
Yeah,
and right now, looking
back,
at Howell, he is currently up into the 4th position.
Yeah, you speak of the back, look at the back of his truck. It doesn't have a tailgate on the back of it, or the side panel is completely ripped off on the left side. So,
I love it.
Unfortunately, the left side of his truck is swagless.
Underway, here comes Howell, powering his way around the 21 machine. Fighting for 3rd and 4th as they work their way back around. Brandon Gagnon, the man that leads the way. After all of that chaos, getting ready to put lap 3 on the board, they work their way to the bus stop. Look at him sliding, grinning, grinding, drifting, fighting through the corner. Look at that with Matt Lee, also one of Derek Fulton in the mix. He's sideways with a little help from Howell off the corner. 3 wide.
3, almost 4 wide coming through. Is we see that monster energy right there. You're going to need some monster energy to go through this thing, man.
Yes, sir. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it.
What about, again, your front 3 have kind of checked out. Oh, and they're not done
here
yet.
We go again.
That
Howell,
is Barry.
28 truck. That's Connor Berry, winner at last week's race. He's spun around in the CBR entry.
And these, these guys are getting aggressive out here on the concrete.
Matthew Lee is on pit lane.
And we did mention they would possibly have to pit, so we know they can make it almost 12 laps, and that's exactly how far this is. And we'll see if this is a very short stop. Of course, he just missed his stall, and he's going to do a fast repair. And no, there it is, about 3 seconds, and he had 4.08. He had to back up. That is a pit stop for fuel, because we were told that it would be about a 3-second stop if they had to come in for fuel just to put in 1 gallon to make it to the end.
That's right.
So he's back underway, and back towards the back of this field, you still have a few drivers' Church involved, and we got one going off track. That's the number 5 of Duvall, as he's just going to take it around the bottom here for a minute while he gets back into the groove.
Working their way around the racetrack, another lap of the board. Some talented drivers for sure.
Definitely some talent. And something I want to see around this track next, maybe for some fun, is, again, don't quote me on this, anybody. I believe I saw it. I know there's a new damage model coming for a car, and I believe it's the Mazda that's getting it. It's like the Upton's 5 or Mazda 5 or 7 or something like that. Don't do a lot of road course racing. Is Will Duvall going to bring it down pit road? But, I'd love to see us running them things around here next. That would be kind of fun to see.
Back around the racetrack again.
And Wesley, we are almost at the halfway point. We're on the lap number 5.
Yeah. I mean, this race is going by pretty quickly. What is it, a 10-lap feature?
12 laps. So we're
12 lap feature.
Next time when we complete lap 6, we'll be at the halfway point, and we're starting to see the battle heat up for Brandon Gagnon, who's right there. Critchley behind him, and there's Thomas. Your top 3 are within a second of each other, so this could get very interesting for the battle for the lead one more time, and I honestly think we would have a few more in the battle had we not had that flipping session earlier in lap number 1.
Some talented drivers working their way for sure around the racetrack. Another lap of the board.
A little connection issue there for Thomas.
Yes, sir.
You can take a ride on board. Then, I wanted to do this onboard view here as we're on board with Critchley right now trying to run down Gagnon. But look at the controls here. For trucks that get torn up as easy as they do flipping and rolling and, getting the ever-loving daylights beat out of them on the dirt side, look at the control panel on this car. That is, borderline an airplane.
On the cockpit as they work their way through the bus stop. Working their way through the bus stop. Now going to make their way back down to the carousel. To the chicane. And the great race for the man out of Pineville, North Carolina. Brandon Gagnon leading the way. Brandon Gagnon leads. Critchley is in second spot. Dylan Thomas. Followed by Peyton Howell. Derek Fulton to the top 5. Kernan Church, Billy Smith is back in 7th. Connor Berry, 8th. Matthew Lee, 9th. Will Duvall, Mike Adamson, and Luke Cutup the rundown. And by the way, Luke Cutup with problems all the way in 12th. He was the Heat 2 winner, the Heat 1 winner. Peyton Howell has moved up to 4th. We are halfway home. 6 down and 6 to go here in the feature of round 2 with the live sim racing stadium super trucks here at the Glen.
And we'll put that gap up there real fast, and you can see
battle for third.
Battle for third is on. You got a couple of gaps here and there, but that battle for third is on, and the battle for the lead is starting to heat up a little bit as well. And there goes the battle as it looks like Derek Fulton's going to slide off the track just a little bit, but he's not done. He's going to dive it back to the inside, and that's one thing you can do here is, it's not about getting to the inside, because what may be the inside one corner is the outside of the next corner. So, Wesley, you really got to plan your moves out going around this place.
Working back through the corner after halfway, second half of this win. This race continues on. What a phenomenal job they're putting on here. Nice little 3-truck battle continuing as Brandon Gagnon is the man out in front leading the way. What a job.
It should be Critchley out front at the moment. Tyler Gagnon sitting in 3rd.
Yeah, my screen is froze up on me. Can we reset for sure?
Yeah, we will get that feed back. Something going obviously wrong there. We don't like frozen things unless they're custard or ice cream. Then frozen things are fine.
Dylan Thomas up 9 positions, by the way, as we come to 5 laps to go in this event. Dylan Thomas, the man leading the way in the 0-3. Curtis Critchley in second. Bears Brandon Gagnon back to 3rd, but that's a battle for the lead. All 3 of these trucks fighting for it. Down the backstretch, heading to the bus stop here with now under 5 laps to go here at the Glen.
Yeah, something we haven't done here. Let's take a look at the gearbox camera as you can see just how these guys are getting around. And Wesley, look at the cockpit of this thing. You can barely see the visor over that thing. It makes you wonder what their visibility is.
Very interesting with Thomas on in front, still Critchley. They're 1 and 2. That's running on board with the leader, Thomas. In the rear camera, Critchley behind him.
Oh, and a little connection issue.
Dylan Thomas. And here they come back around, working their way into turns number 7, 8, and 9. Here at the Glen.
Definitely
back to the straightaway. Here Here he comes. And look who's running him down with Gagnon right behind him.
Ooh, there you go. There's a shot in the shorts a little bit. And
4 laps to go. Trucks are pitting. Fulton's on pit road.
Yeah, it makes you wonder.
Charles, you said these trucks could not go the distance, correct? They have to pit and take on fuel.
Yes, at least with Fulton, we did testing earlier today, and coming up the hill, going to the last corner coming into the straightaway, he ran out of fuel and couldn't make it up the hill. So you see, he has to back up too, and you'll see right there, it's going to be 3.3 seconds, just enough to put a gallon of fuel in the truck. And you know, it makes you wonder how hard. It doesn't matter how hard you're driving this truck. If you're not drifting a whole lot, will you be able to save a lot of fuel if you're not having to go full throttle and turn this car around? These guys aren't drifting quite as much up here. Maybe they're going to be safe on fuel as we're on lap 9 right now.
That's right.
So, time will tell. And, you know, it almost looks like, Wesley, these front 3 are really just kind of biding their time and not really trying to press anything too much here at the moment.
Laps continuing to tick away here. What a phenomenal job Thomas has done. But if Critchley and Gagnon can capitalize, they're going to pounce to the line. 3 laps to go. Back to turn 1 for the whole shot. Thomas, Critchley, Gagnon, nobody favors. Here comes Thomas. He'll drift up. Critchley to the inside. Carries Gagnon with him. Thomas will go from first to third in less than a corner.
Yeah, it almost like, you know, they're running these things, Wesley, like a super plate track or super speedway track. When a hole opens up and 1 gets through, 2 get through, possibly 3 if they're there. And these guys have done that several times already. I wouldn't be surprised here in a minute if we see Brandon Gagnon go to the lead and Thomas behind him and push Critchley to third. It just seems to be the trend of how they're making passes here. 1 gets through, the second gets through, and they're just kind of rotating out.
And the laps are winding down. 4th lead change of the race so far. What a phenomenal job. The laps continue to go away. We've had 4 lead changes.
And again, I'm looking forward to what comes with this series here, Wesley. And we'll see.
Where are we going next week? The race is about to end. Where do we go next week? Where are we going?
That is undecided right now. If we get a new track, we'll be going there. If not, we'll pick something. We decided not to pick the track because of that very reason.
Gotcha.
And to the question there, we talked about the feed is good for y'all. So we have a production feed as well.
Yes, that's it. Yes, it's not the broadcast itself, people. Don't freak out. It's my feed itself that messed up.
Yes, it's Wesley that's messed up, not you. That's all I'm getting. It's Wesley's feed that's messed up. We get it sorted out. It spazzes out from time to time, but you know, like you said, this race is coming to an end. Critchley has kind of pulled out, but here goes that battle right there. And I said we might see a battle for the lead. The battle's for second right now between Gagnon and Thomas. Those two are not settling this out just yet. They are going side by side, coming down the straight and going into the corner. It looks like Thomas is going to take it.
Critchley, the man out in front. Dylan Thomas second. Brandon Gagnon off course, trying to gather back in. Reeling him in there off the turn. Kernan Church and Derek Fulton in the top 5. Peyton Howell, Heat Race 1 winner, falling back to 6. Billy Smith is in 7th. Matthew Lee is 8th. Connor Berry, winner last week, is 9th. Will Duvall is 10th. Mike Adamson 11th, and Luke Canup with a problem on the get-go, unable to start the race after being caught up in a big one. White flag in the air, 1 more lap to go here in the feature event for round 2 of the Live Sim Racing Stadium Super Truck Series.
And
from
again,
Watkins Glen.
it has been an exciting and interesting race, especially that first, get out of the gate, whole shot, whatever you want to call it. They got together and chaos ensued. Ever since that, it's been fairly good, and looks like Billy Smith's going to go off track.
Billy Smith. The Shark himself, the man of swag.
Yeah, he just bit that wall pretty good, so kind of fitting there. He is a Shark after all. So
keeps on going. And we're in the final lap, final corners.
And the question is the Gagnon going to have anything for Thomas, or you think he's going to settle back for third place here tonight as the white flag had already been displayed? And
I don't think they can catch him. I don't think they can catch him, Charles. They're working their way off the final corners. Here he comes. Coming down the front straightaway. 2 for 2 now in different winners of the Live Sim Racing Stadium Super Truck Series. Curtis Critchley wins round 2 at the Glen. Second spot goes to Dylan Thomas. Third to Brandon Gagnon.
What a race. And again, we'll go back here to fourth, which is Church. He's going to slide right into that position, and he'll be coming to the line. No battles there. And, of course, your driver, Hal, had a good run.
Top 5. That's good. Top 5.
We'll see if he does any extracurricular activities after the race.
I love the new logo, the design of font for Sports Network. I might talk to him about giving me that to change up for our official logos ourselves. What a phenomenal job there. Don't wreck the truck. What are you doing?
Well, there's his extracurricular activities, and then he gets hit again. Well,
was that Will Duvall that hit him?
No, that was Derek Fulton.
Oh, my goodness. Come on, guys. The race is over. No, that was Duvall hitting him.
Okay,
Payback from Canadian
Tire. No, that wasn't Duvall. There's Duvall right there. He hadn't even made it yet.
Well, he's going to hit him anyway.
No, he's
just going to hit the wall himself.
Now he may hit Duvall. We'll see. That's Mike Adamson. We'll see if he goes for Duvall, as it's become kind of a ritual.
Penalties will be levied for destroying my truck. Okay, on the brakes quickly. Thank you, Mike. He got the memo. He got the memo fast, and that's why he slammed on the brakes.
There you go.
So here's the results. Let's give you the results real quickly as Curtis Critchley is celebrating. The results here tonight for round number 2. And some cue music to boot. Curtis Critchley makes the second winner in 2 rounds of the Live Sim Racing Stadium Super Trucks tonight at Watkins Glen. Dylan Thomas up 8 spots will finish in second, up 2 from 5th to 2nd, and 3rd to Brandon Gagnon. He'll take 3rd. Kernan Church will finish 4th. Peyton Howell will take 5th. Then it's going to be Derek Fulton in 6th. Billy Smith, even though he had problems with the last lap, the Shark will finish in 7th. Matthew Lee, 8th. Connor Berry, winner last week, is 9th. Will Duvall will finish in 10th. Mike Adamson from Florida, 11th. And Luke Cadup, one of the heat race winners involved in that big wreck at the start of things. Well, Charles, what do you think, buddy?
I think it's going to be interesting to talk to some drivers.
When we come back, after an extended break, to thank our sponsors, we will talk to the top 3. Gagnon, Thomas, Critchley, all on the way. Round 2 of the Glen. In a moment on LSRTV and CRN Sports. Stand by. Hey, it's time for the Clan Wars Servers post-race wrap-up. Gamers hosting gamers worldwide. I'm Wesley Outwood, Charles Wooten on the broadcast call. And we're going to talk to at least first and third. Third place, Brandon Gagnon out of Pineville, North Carolina. What a good run for you, bud. Are you happy with third place in the race tonight here at the Glen?
Always happy to finish top 3, but frustrated that I was counting myself short on the amount of fuel that I had left. I knew all 3 of us were starting to save. Nobody talked about it, but the lap times were slowing down, so I figured we were all on the same page and thought I'd let those 2 battle it out, but they didn't get close enough. I was going to let them beat and bang and tear them up and just walk by them, but didn't work out that way.
Yeah, definitely a crazy race, man. Just talk about the craziness on the start and how much fun are you having with this Stadium Super Truck Series that Brainchild, Fulton, and Billy Smith and Charles Wooten have created.
Dude, I'm having a blast. It's awesome to be here. I mean, putting stadium trucks on an asphalt road course like this. There's no jumps or anything, but it's like an RC car, but on a simulator. It's a blast. A lot of good guys to run with, and the cool thing about these, every single lap's different. You can't run the same lap every lap, so you're always adjusting.
Well, it's a fun time, man. Real quickly, we want to try to keep this done under an hour. Go ahead and thank your sponsors.
Yeah, thanks Swag Graphics, Studio Displays, everybody involved, LSRTV, McConey Setup Shop. Can't thank everybody enough. You guys, of course, Wesley, Charles, always putting on a good show. So thank you guys.
Thanks, buddy. Third spot again, Brandon Gagnon. He'll be ready to go tomorrow night for the Swag Outlaw Super Late Model Series. We'll talk about that here in a few moments as well with Derek Fulton. Now to victory lane. Curtis Critchley, truck number 11, 2 different winners in the LSR Stadium Super Truck Series. Man, what a crazy race here at the Glen. You got around the chaos at the start, and you picked up the victory, bud.
Absolutely. That was a crazy first lap there. I'm not even sure how I got past it. It was absolute carnage right in front of me, and I just kept my foot in it, and then the seas parted, and I was through in like third place, I think.
I think that's a great analogy to describe things because it looked like you guys were fighting over the last piece of chicken on the dinner table and the scraps to boot. No crumbs allowed.
Absolutely. It was an all-out brawl out there. And then I think somebody pointed out that the gas was going to run out soon. And then we really slowed down the pace. We were running like half throttle down the straightaway. And it was basically on whoever started mashing the gas first. Either they would run out or they would win it. And I just decided out of turn 1 with like 3 laps to go just to mash the gas and see how much I had left. And it was just enough to make me to the end.
A phenomenal job, man. A big win for you. And then it's on to the next race next week. Real quickly, thank your sponsors and congratulations.
I'd like to thank Pavement Marking LLC and USA Speedway, LSRTV for putting on a great broadcast for us, and also the Butt Kickers. We have a race coming up where 3 drivers will win 3 butt kickers. Or 1 kick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Coming up at Bristol, September the 23rd. Yeah.
Exactly.
The Butt Kicker 200.
Looking to take one of those home.
That's going to be fun for sure. Big thanks to, again, everybody at Butt Kicker for jumping on board. And, again, that race will be live on LSR TV as well as CRN Sports coming up in a few weeks for the Outlaw Super Late Model Series. And, again, top 3 finishers of the race will all win a Butt Kicker. And there's also an opportunity as a member of Swag to get an entry code for some discounted on stuff like that as well. Congratulations to, again, Curtis Critchley at number 11. Derek Fulton, your final thoughts, buddy, and where are we going next week for these series?
I think it's going to be a little bit of a surprise. I think we'll announce that tomorrow, judging on the tracks that are supposed to come out. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. But as long as the track comes out and everything's all good with it, then I think that's where we'll be. Exciting night tonight, to say the least. But yeah, it was a bit crazy there after 1 and 2. It was a bit crazy everywhere, I think, tonight. So
I haven't talked to you since last Thursday. Did you have a good Labor Day, my friend?
Yes, I did actually. Kind of slept through and got caught up on some sleep, so that was a good one in my book. So
a lot of Pabst Blue Ribbon, eh?
Yes, sir.
Fun times, awesome. And hey, how about tomorrow night? Let's talk about tomorrow night for sure. That's definitely going to be a special event on LSR TV as well as CRN. The Rock Batteries 200 at Rockingham. That's going to be cool.
Yeah, big event for us. Title sponsor Rock Battery's coming on board, so couldn't be more excited about that. Couldn't be more fitting of a racetrack, so I think it's going to be a real great night. We're going to have a lot of guys show up there, real class of a field, so it's going to be awesome. Can't wait.
And again, a surprise of where race 3 will be next Tuesday night for the Live Sim Racing Stadium Super Truck Series. Well, mad scientist Charles Wooten, your thoughts of the Glen, buddy, as we get on out of here, my friend.
I loved it. I want some more of it. So, asphalt, dirt. Why not just combine the two? Dirt trucks, asphalt tracks. You never know what you're going to get here when we come up with stuff.
A fun time for sure. We definitely have enjoyed it. We gladly appreciate everyone for listening, watching, tuning in. Fun times along the way here at the Glen. And again, Curtis Critchley makes it 2 different winners in 2 weeks. Tomorrow night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, round number 6 for the Rock Batteries 200 from the Rock. And again, it'll be live on LSRTV and CRN Sports. On behalf of the Sharks, Billy and Rhonda Smith with Simulation World Auto Group, thank you also to Derek Fulton, Matthew Lee, for Charles Wooten. I'm Wesley Outland. God bless you all. Thanks for joining us. Keep on praying for America, and we'll be back at it tomorrow night.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSRTV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSRTV would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.